Hi everyone, welcome to the Winky Podcast. I talked just a little bit about what the topic for today's podcast would be, and that is the UK. I have a lot to say. I don't think this podcast episode will be as long as the other podcast, but I have some things to say. Oh. And also, when I am talking about this, just know I'm not hating at all. There are just some things that are humorous. It's like how a commentary YouTuber like Curtis Connor will make a video about a movie that happens to be a little funny. He's only doing it because it's kind of funny at times. It's not directly hating, like, take down this movie immediately. It's not that. It's entertaining. It's not bad, okay? There are just a lot of things that I have to say because a lot of my friends feel the same way about this subject, and I said, you know what? I'll make an episode about it. It should be talked about. So, I'm sorry if my hair is distracting at all. Every day I try. And luckily I got a hairspray that kind of helps with my craziness of my hair. It's not really, it's still kind of straight to wavy, I'd say. I don't know, you guys tell me, is my hair straight or wavy? This is it naturally, let me know. But the cowlicks are really bad, and I know they are. And I try really hard to get rid of them, and luckily the hairspray works a decent amount, but I didn't feel like putting it on today. Tomorrow I will, though, because I'm probably going to the library. Anyway, let's get into the topic, the UK. First of all, okay, I'm going to be trying not to laugh throughout this entire video, so I apologize in advance. Anyway, firstly, we have blubberhouses and Giggleswick. What do you think of when you hear these words? Probably something very humorous. Because they sound like fictional places, fictional items. I mean, Giggleswick, like, blubberhouses? Sounds like a little village with a bunch of houses that are made out of, like, bubbles or, you know, blubber. Something like that. Giggleswick to me just sounds like a town where you go and everyone is just giggling, you know? I don't know, or maybe it's like a little toy that makes you chuckle and giggle. Something like that. No, these are cities, towns, whatever, in the UK. I have viewed multiple maps of city and town names that are in the UK, just in random parts. And, you know, it's very funny to just land on a city named Twat. Yeah, I live in Giggleswick. Like, really? Are you sure? Are you sure that's not made up? I don't know. It's just so common over there. Like, British people will go up to another person and say, yeah, I'm from but, and that's just the entire town name. And that's just like common because they have names of like body parts for multiple towns that are literally just the name of the body part, and that is the city, town, whatever. It's so humorous to me How do you live? How do you live in Twat? How do you live in Twat City? So that's something. I've seen a lot of discourse about British food online, and I'd like to say it's really not as horrible to me as other people think, but some of it is pretty bad for sure. It's just a universal thing that everyone knows. It's certainly not the best type of food, but because there are some things that I can totally understand why people over there like them, you know? Because there's a full English breakfast that actually looks pretty good. And a lot of people hate on beans on toast, but to me it's actually very common. I don't know, maybe it's just because I really like any type of bean. I like pinto, baked, black. What is it, lima? Do I like lima beans? I don't know. I think they're fine. So I'm at least okay with every type of bean. And I know that British beans are different from any other type of bean that I've mentioned, but I think I would like them too, because I like every type that I've tried. And toast, it's toast. That's fine. I go more for wheat than white, but I can do whatever. So to me, putting them together, it's not that bad of an idea. Other people disagree, most people do, and I understand. But those are some of the things that I really don't think are that bad, honestly, compared to others, for sure. I don't care if even one person ate jellied eel in the UK. It's still a thing there. Like, a lot of British people will say, I don't eat jellied eel. We don't really do that here. Okay, well, someone does. And that's terrifying. That is scary. I don't know. Because why is it jellied? And also, they have toad in the hole. The meal itself, it actually looks really good. It has nothing to do with toads or holes, though. So the names for some of their foods are so funny. I'm sure what a lot of people who are watching know what I'm talking about when I say the names are crazy for British food. But toad in the hole, like, just based on the name, I wouldn't eat it. Like, if I heard that, if I went to a Witherspoon's whatever and I looked at the menu and it said toad in the hole, I would say, heck no, bring me literally anything else. But then you actually look up photos of toad in the hole and it looks good. It's just some sausage and breading, I think. It's not that bad at all, but it just makes me scared to eat. And I don't know if I'm not British. I don't know if British people feel like this too, but if they do, the food items just not sound crazy to you, or did you get used to it from when you were a kid? Like, when you were a child, did you think, oh, that sounds really weird, but then your parents told you, oh, it's just sausage, so you just got used to it, and you don't even think about it now when you order toad in the hole, or someone an American or any other type of person mentions it, you don't think it's weird now. Is that how it is? I don't know. Do you guys just get desensitized to your own food? Is that what has to happen? I would have to. But I can agree that some of it does look good. It's just, why do you guys eat peas with literally everything? As if it's the most appetizing thing ever. With things like rice and beans from other countries, continents, rice and beans are really good. Peas? I don't know. Most people who I've talked to do not really like them that much. It's certainly not one of their favorites, but British people act like it's their absolute favorite thing in the entire world, and it just confuses me a lot. Because how do you see some green little circles on your plate and think, give me some of that? I wouldn't. But fish and chips, really good. Just don't put that sauce that you guys put on it, vinegar, whatever, on it. I don't like that very much. It's tolerable, but not very tolerable. I certainly wouldn't order it with it, but it's fine. But also, like, here's the thing. I can't be hating on British people's foods when Americans in the 50s used to make jelly cakes and put literally everything possible in them. Food items, I mean. Because, you know those jelly cakes that are like really round and they have the indents in them? And then a hole in the middle. So those are, I don't really like the taste of those. I've only tried the Jello cups, you know, things like that, but I'm not too into them. Americans used to go crazy over those, in case you didn't know, and they would put vegetables in them. They would put fruits in them. Fruits are more common. Fruits can go with more. You know, when you're making a smoothie, it's common to make strawberry, banana, pineapple. Obviously, you're only going to taste the banana. Luckily, bananas are my favorite fruit. I'm fine with that, but other people don't agree, and I get it. So, that's okay. But you have to be very selective with vegetables in smoothies, for me personally. I've had a kale smoothie before. I don't like kale, but smoothie itself was pretty good. Spinach is fine, but pretty much anything else, get out. So, yeah. Americans in the 50s were crazy with their jelly cakes. I don't know what the hype was, but it went on for multiple years, and I saw something else where people were saying that it came back in the 90s or around there, which is not too long ago. And it's like, guys, can we put a full stop? Not a period. Hey, that's my British joke. Can we just put a stop to this in general? Just my thoughts. Also, British people stole seasonings from other countries, but they don't use them. I constantly see videos on my For You page, on every platform, especially Instagram though, of British people showing their food plate. It's the whitest chicken I've ever seen. It just makes me think, if you guys stole all those seasonings, why aren't you using them? And why is it that every time I would send a photo of a food I made that looked like just some mush put together, because honestly, I'm not the greatest cook. I have to say that. So I make good eggs. I can't make a pancake. I'm sorry. I just can't. I get made fun of for my pancakes all the time. That's how bad they are, and I can't even blame them because they were terrible. Not only did they look terrible, they tasted terrible. I'm not one to judge. But every time I would make something instant, like oatmeal, and it looked like mush, I would have British people saying, "I want to eat that so bad. That looks so good, Loinky." Meanwhile, when I would eat eggs or something I made that actually looked good, which is very few things, but noodles, for example, pretty good. I make them decently. When I would send something like that or anything at a restaurant that looked appetizing, no comment. I'm pretty sure one time I sent a photo of my biscuits and gravy that I got from a breakfast restaurant one time. Not biscuits like cookies, by the way. Biscuits like, biscuits. But people really liked that, like British people. And when you think of oatmeal and just plain oatmeal, like nothing on it, but it was like cinnamon flavor. Obviously you can't see that, so looks like a bunch of nothing. And biscuits and gravy, do you think they look super appetizing? If you haven't tasted either of these, just look up a photo right now. Or maybe I should. I'll look it up on my iPad and show you. First, we'll do oatmeal. So let's go to images. Oh, I can't zoom in. Okay, I'm gonna save this and show everyone. Tell me, does it look that appetizing to you? It's different for me because I know how it tastes. But if anyone who's watching does not know what oatmeal tastes like, and you see this is planted in front of you. Tell me, would you want to eat it or no? Because I wouldn't. And then, let me search for biscuits and gravy for anyone who doesn't know what that is. Oh, second photo looks disgusting. Perfect. Here. If you had never tasted this before, and you saw what I just showed you, and it was planted in front of you, and someone said, "You should eat it, it tastes really good," would you believe them? Would you eat it? Would you eat this? Let me know. There are people screaming outside. Anyway. I suppose that's all I have to talk about today. This podcast episode will be a little short compared to the other ones because I didn't have a whole lot to talk about. I just wanted to do some quick opinions, and please remember, I'm not bullying or anything whatsoever. Some British food looks great. Others certainly don't. Much like with a lot of cultures, but I feel like with them it's much more prevalent in society and social media. A lot more people recognize that it doesn't look the best, some of it, but people also fail to notice that it's not all horrible. And the town names, it's really something. They really outdid themselves with the town names. And please put more seasoning on your food. And also, please stop making horrible jokes when Americans tell you to just season your food. Thank you. I'm not going to say the specific jokes that a lot of British people will make when someone makes a simple joke about their beans and toast. But it's very hurtful. It's not nice at all. It's not things you should joke about. Because there's a certain level of joking that you can do when it comes to anything. And then there's a whole other level when it's just horrible. So, anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed this podcast episode. I'm not sure what the next one will be. Maybe Pokemon. I don't know. Maybe. So, stay tuned for maybe some Pokemon, but I may change it. I'm not sure. And let me know if you enjoyed the podcast episode. Please let me know your opinions in the comments if you know any more good British foods or anything like that. And certainly not tacos, apparently, because they can't pronounce taco. They say taco, but they pronounce bath with the A that they use for taco. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great day. Let me know your opinions down in the comments. If you know any good or bad foods or any interesting or even non-interesting names of British towns. Do they have any normal ones? I don't know. Maybe. Probably. Okay. Everyone, have a good day, and I'll see you probably next Tuesday. The last podcast episode, it was on delivered or whatever for a full 24 hours. I literally made it on Tuesday, but I uploaded on Wednesday. I'm gonna try to get this one uploaded today, but if it comes out on Wednesday, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode, and bye.